All right. So one day after finding out that Jake Paul had been a major contributor to the life-saving lung transplant that Ben Askren was a part of or received, sorry, a big part of that transplant was Ben Askren. We find out that Jake Paul is officially the number 14 cruiserweight in the world in the WNBA, the WBA, eligible to challenge Zurdo Ramirez for the title. Bet your life that he will fight for the title very soon. Okay, that's going to happen. If you guys understand anything about the fight business, he's getting a title shot. And congratulations to Jake Paul. Okay, now we're going to talk about Nate Diaz. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Actually, I got some rankings on Ilia Topuria, number 1 pound for pound. This story from REHAB about Ilia Topuria is bananas. Okay, so we're going to listen to him talk about that, and we're going to look at this dude. Okay, this is the first right after he won his first fight in the UFC, and him talking to Dana. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's my favorite thing in the world. It not only is amazing just like for him, Ilia, it's amazing the message that it sends, right? Like and I'll explain to you exactly what I mean once we get into it, but like that video hit me in the chest, okay? And then we also have a little update on the on that Sean Strickland thing that I'm cruising through, and this guy, the dude that he ran in on. So we got to update that. And then we have a big update on Nate Diaz. So that is what we're doing. Rock and roll. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would appreciate it if you guys would do that. We're going to handshake it. That'd be nice. And by the way, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to some people that were in the comments of like, okay, this is a really weird thing that for some reason, whenever I do a guest appearance on like Shab's show or Bisping's show or Anthony Smith's or whatever, there's like these little, like these guys that'll go in and be like, don't ever have Jesse on Fire back on your show, please. And it's like, when you guys go and defend me, like, I actually really appreciate that. Like, I don't care that people troll me, but it's like, it doesn't bother me that people troll me, but it means a lot when people come defend me, if that makes any sense. So as usual, I will end that segment by saying I love you guys, because I really do. All right, now, speaking of people who I got mad love for, Jake Paul, again, is now the 14th ranked cruiserweight in the world. Like, just take a step back for a second and actually think about the words that just came out of my mouth, okay? Like, he is a top 15 WBA cruiserweight now. And I mean, I don't think that they're like, they're greasing the skids. You know what I mean? He is fighting, like, he just fought a real guy. I mean, I realize I don't want to get into but he fought a real guy and dominated him. Absolutely dominated him. Okay. 14 is not the world champion, but he's a top 15 ranked boxer now. That's pretty incredible, dude. If people still want to hate on him, I don't understand why. He's only 28 years old, dude. He's only 28. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with his career now, because now he's going to get real fights. Now he's a ranked WBA fighter. He wants to be the world champion. I'm going to tell you right now, okay, once and for all, I am 1,000% on Team Jake Paul. Like, I want Jake Paul to win the title. If he fights against Canelo, I cannot believe I'm saying this. I love Canelo. Just because of the story, okay? Like, it would be amazing if Jake Paul won, dude. Like, no matter what, from here on, anything that he does that's good in boxing, I'm on board, dude. That dude gave an enormous amount of money to Ben Askren's family when he was dying. And Jake Paul gave that money. Dude, you know, put that up against whatever reason I would have to not like him, which is nothing. So I am fucking Team Jake all day, every day now. So congratulations to Jake Paul. Now, speaking of that, Ilia Topuria is now the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. I don't even think that should even be moderately debatable, right? It's like, who is he up against? You're all Islam Makhachev. You're all, and Islam Makhachev has belts in how many divisions? You're all 1. You're all right. Okay. And Ilia Topuria just stretched out the 2 most successful 145 pounders easily, who had neither been knocked out at 145 ever. And then he just came to 55 and stretched stretch out Charles over there. Everybody hits Charles. Nobody puts him down like that. Just flatlined him. He was out before he got hit with that left, okay? He is for sure the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, and that brings us to the video that I take that back. I want to start with this one instead, okay? So this is a video with Ilia Topuria and Dana White the night of he just won his first fight, which he took on 9 days notice, okay? He is now the double champion. He also is now the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, okay? Now, there's a lot of entitlement across the board in every single place that you can possibly be. And I always tell everyone, the more grateful that you are, the more gratitude that you feel, okay, and the less negativity that you can bring into your life, the better your outcomes are going to be. It took me a long time to learn this, dude, but this is a perfect example of that. Just watch how he interacts with Dana, man.
You took that fucking fight on short notice, right? And you fought a bad motherfucker 3 rounds. You know what I mean? That was a perfect fight for you, though. You needed a guy like that to get in here and show you the level here. You know, and this kid's fought 4 times this fucking year, so he's in great shape. You know what I mean? Pleasure, brother. Congratulations, man. All right. Welcome to UFC, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You made my dream come true. Thank you. It's like, I love this sport, man. I fucking love this sport. I love it. Okay. I absolutely love it. Dreams are made and broken right in front of us. Now, speaking of things that we should, be talking about related to Ilia, let's take a listen to this little story that I had never heard before. But this is what Merab Dvalishvili said about training with Ilia.
He's so organized, very organized. Ilia, he sees things before. He works for it. He has the plans. And I sparring with him. He has a great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu. We all know that he hits like...
So were you sparring with him last week when he was here?
No, not last week. Man, I can't spar with him anymore because he hits hard.
He hits too hard.
And yeah, he dropped me 2 times from the body shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, so you guys remember Merab Dvalishvili? You guys, I mean, right? Pretty good. He's pretty good. I mean, I realize he's a lighter weight than Ilia by a little bit, but they're not like that different in size. He was, like Ilia's 145 champ prior to this. He's 10 pounds lighter. There's not like that much weight when you're talking about like sparring partners for a UFC, like 2 UFC fighters. He dropped him twice with body shots, and he's like, I can't train with this guy anymore. It's fucking bananas, dude.
Yeah, thank God my head is fine.
Yeah.
Every time I finished sparring with him, I was happy. And thank God.
It's over?
It's over, yeah.
Gratitude. See? Now look at these two guys, and I'm serious, dude. Now, because we're gonna get to Nick Diaz and some other stuff in a second, but I cannot stress this enough, man. What do you see about Ilia and Merab? Like, these guys are constantly happy. They're constantly talking about how grateful they are for their life. These guys are like that. This is the way you want to set your life up. Okay. Like, listen, okay. I am not a person that you would want to model a lot of things after, in my life. Like, I'm much older now than I was really stupid when I was young, but the most important lesson that I've learned throughout my life, and it took me a really long time to figure this out, is that as soon as I really started living that way, like opening myself up to be like grateful for the things that I have, everything started going right. Okay. It really did. Like, it really did. Cause I was constantly like hanging on to like resentment about this or that or whatever, looking for people who had like, I don't know, negatively affected something I was working on or whatever. I was constantly blaming other people or feeling jealous that or angry that I'd made this decision, that decision, because like, oh, I sold my stake in this company because of this. And then this happened. And then I was just constantly doing that and spinning myself up. And as soon as I just set all that shit down, and I'm like, I hope every single person wins. Like, I have nothing but love for everybody. I root for every single person. Okay. Now, if somebody fucks with me, obviously that's different. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody like fucks with me directly, I'm not a perfect person, but like, I feel no competition towards anyone on this platform at all. Like, none, 0. I am not competitive with anyone. I want everyone to succeed. Right. Like, I see someone else gets this. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. I see this person gets this. I'm like, that's awesome. A younger version of myself would have seen things like that and been like, why the fuck didn't I get that? And I'm telling you, that is poison. It is fucking poison to getting the things that you want in this life. It absolutely is, dude. It really is. That's all. I'm going to just leave it at that, dude. Now, okay. So this is the thing I wanted to talk about real quick. All right. This is the so this is the guy. Obviously, everybody knows about the Strickland thing that happened where, you know, Strickland jumped the fence and this guy was talking shit. Hang on, listen real quick.
Hey, guess what? Sean Strickland couldn't drop me. That's what I think. And I'm a 170, baby. And guess what, UFC? I want my chance, please. I'm a full-time cop. I want to give a shout out to Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, Priority Response Team, Sheriff Rosie. You know how we do it, baby. Miami.
Okay, so first of all, that was the dream outcome for that guy. Okay, like absolute dream. You know, you get a win and then you get a clip of yourself in the, like, getting a rise out of, you know, Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland like that, where they storm the cage. Like, you can't possibly have a better outcome than that in, you know, in the fight game. Now, one thing I will say though is that, like, man, like, Sean, if Sean had like vicious power in his hands, he would be terrifying. But this is what I saw in this clip right here. And I'm not like talking shit. I'm just pointing out the obvious, which is that, like, this is Sean on tilt, right? Like, Sean's on tilt. Okay. Like, if you look at like the mechanics of how Ilia throws punches, right? Like the mechanics of genuine power strikes.
Well, UFC, I want my chance.
Like, that is the opposite of what that is. So I don't know if you've ever been punched by Sean and you're like, man, that guy hits hard. I like have him explain to me how you do it like that. Cause that's like, I don't know. That's, I was always taught not to do it. It doesn't, whatever though. I mean, obviously Sean could beat up 4 of me at the same time, for the record. Okay. I'm not calling out Sean fucking Strickland, but anyway, whoever this dude is, this cop, good day at the office for you, my friend. All right, so let's take a look at this also, and then we'll wrap this video up. So this is the latest on Nick Diaz, and I want to tell you what I think is going on there as well. So this says posting for Nick's family member, coming straight from Nick. This message was sent to me today. Nick Diaz is doing well and is aware of the situation of his home in Stockton. We are doing our best to help Nick to get back on his feet. Please stop spreading rumors about Nick. Thank you. And I don't have any. BBJNNJR recovery. Okay, I'm not sure who that is, but nonetheless, okay, listen.
Hey, I'm Nick Diaz. I live at I'd like everybody out of the house. Hey, I'm Nick.
So like that's it. Like that's all there is. Now, for anybody who, okay, so this person says, I've been living under a rock. What's going on with Nick? Okay, so for what I understand, Nick is in a recovery place in Mexico. Okay, and he was in need of intervention. Like, as far as I understand, this is like intervention, and he's there. And I have seen some back and forth between Nick's people, like the people who actually care about him. You know, like. There's a group, there's 2 sides that are at odds, and it seems to be the people who genuinely care about Nick, and then this girl who has been in his life, is the way that I've been reading it, and I don't see how anyone would read it any other way, to be honest, because she's a user, and I mean, like, you know, the types of things that Nick needed to get away from, get down to Mexico. And so when he says that, hey, I want to get everybody out of my house, my guess is there are people living there that the people who are taking care of Nick and trying to get him back on his feet are like, get the fuck out, okay? Like, there's no way Nick is coming back to a house filled with a bunch of meth heads, is my guess. Now, ITP MMA did a really solid video on this, and I wanted to kind of, I'll show you a little bit of it just because this is basically what informs my opinion that that's what's going on.
So a couple of months ago, I made a video where I talked about how Nick Diaz was clearly undergoing substance abuse problems. I gave a couple of examples, but I think the most obvious one is this video of him acting very strangely at a gas station. Well, just this week, more details have come out regarding Nick's current status, and honestly, it is a bizarre situation. And much like any good story, there are heroes, there's a villain, and there's a lot of unexpected twists and turns. And yeah, in this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through everything that's been going on with Nick over the last few weeks, so sit back, bust out that meth pipe, and enjoy the video. About a week ago, this girl named Kay, who most people, including myself, have just assumed was Nick's girlfriend, posted a disturbing story to her Instagram. I usually don't like to read blocks of text word for word in my videos, but understanding the context of her message is vital to the story, so I kinda have to do it here. Nick has been forcibly taken by his cousin and transported across the border into Mexico, where he is confined in a rehabilitation facility against his will. He was drugged during this process and has made numerous attempts to escape, but the authorities consistently return him to the facility. Communication with him is severely restricted. I am unable to speak with him or receive updates directly. All information must be relayed through a man named Ruben, who is responsible for his placement in the facility. Nick does not wish to remain at the facility. He desires to return home to California and attend a drug rehabilitation program there. He is also seeking to understand who has the authority to keep him confined in Mexico against his wishes. You'll find later on in this video that she definitely had somebody write this for her. You'll see what I mean. Anyways, then she followed up this statement with a series of Instagram stories, where in this first one she posts a screenshot of a text conversation where whoever she's speaking to claims that he checked in with someone named BBJ, who has some part in overseeing Nick while he's in Mexico. According to the text, this person checked in with BBJ and asked for details about allegations that Nick is being abused while in rehab. Whoever BBJ is then said that Nick had to be medically sedated because his psychosis and fighting experience posed a danger to the employees at the rehab facility.
Oh my God. Can you fucking imagine? He's like, I want out. And they're all, hey, restrain him, fellas. You're all, restrain Nick Diaz? Yes. Go grab him. He's just another person who's been doing drugs. You're all, that is not another person who's been doing drugs. That's Nick Diaz, dude. Okay. You go restrain him. That guy will hurt us.
Apparently, Nick's cousin, who is the man named Ruben from her original post, visits him every day and decides who Nick is allowed to interact with while he's in recovery. The person then says that the UFC and Nate Diaz are paying for Nick's stay in rehab, which, if this is true, that is a pretty crazy development. In her next Instagram story, she shares another text where possibly the same person from the previous text, I really don't know, basically says much of the same points that she made in her original statement. Nick is being held there against his will. He doesn't like it there. He's tried to escape at least once, but was caught by Mexican feds, and that he's being drugged. The fun doesn't stop there though, because she follows all of this up with another wall of text where she expresses her concerns and frustrations regarding the situation. She says that she thinks it's BS that she doesn't know what's happening with him, and she claims that she's the closest person in his life right now and has been with him throughout all of the obstacles in his life throughout the
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay. So I'm doing this video like not like betraying confidences, like the reality of this situation, though, is I can't listen to that and not step in on that. She is, so you know how like there's like a group of people who genuinely love a guy and they're like trying to take care of him, and there's like one really horrific influence on them that's causing all of this. She's that, okay? She's a prostitute, according to reports, okay? This is a girl who admits later that she's a prostitute, okay? And that she even says she's like, Nick's fine with it, okay? Nick is fine with it. So she's a meth-using prostitute who is fighting against Nick being in rehab, okay? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know all the ins and outs, but something tells me that, you know, the people who genuinely love and care about him are probably, you know, the people whose side we're more on, not the one who's trying to talk him out of rehab for some bizarre reason. And as we get into this later, I'll just, you know what, honestly, if you want to watch the rest of this, the videos, you can see the title right here. It's really good, dude. There's a lot more in it, but yeah, Nick looks healthy though, dude. That's good. Obviously, that's fucking awesome. I love Nick Diaz. I love that crew, dude. You know, those guys will roll out and bang it out with everybody. Those guys, if you've ever hung out with those guys in person, those are fucking good guys, dude. They're good dudes. Just, you know, don't throw water bottles at them or whatever, and they'll be cool. And even if you do, they'll probably be cool with you afterwards. They like a little trussle. You know what I mean? Anyway, love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye-bye.